Okay, today we are unpacking the 2026 playbook for AI SEO. We're going to cover how to move way beyond just generating content and actually start creating AI-assisted articles that get seen by Google. So let me just ask you this right out of the gate. Have you ever spent time creating content with an AI, you hit publish, and then it's just crickets? Nothing? If you're creating stuff that feels like it's totally invisible, trust me, you are not alone. The hard truth is that most of this AI-generated content just fails, and it usually boils down to three big problems. First, it's super generic. Second, it doesn't have any real unique value. And maybe most importantly, it's created in a total vacuum, completely ignoring any kind of real SEO strategy. But, and this is the good news, there is absolutely a way to fix this. It's all about moving beyond just hitting that generate button and adopting a much, much smarter and more intentional writing strategy. And this is what we're talking about, AI SEO content writing. Now, what's so interesting here is that it's really a three-part system. It's not just about writing fast. It's about creating content that's optimized for search, that's genuinely valuable for the person reading it, and that's structured in a way that Google absolutely loves. And this slide just lays it out perfectly, right? On the one hand, you've got generic AI content. Sure, it's fast, but it's pretty much a dead end. On the other hand, you have strategic AI SEO. This whole approach is data-driven, it's structured, and, this is key, it combines the raw efficiency of AI with your human expertise. It's literally content that is engineered to win. So what does this strategy actually get you? Well, it unlocks four huge pillars for success. Of course, you get faster creation, that's the obvious one. But way more importantly, you get much better optimization, you get the consistency you need to build real authority, and you get a strategy that's based on actual data, not just guesswork. Okay, so how do we, actually do this? Well, it starts with a tool a lot of people are missing in their workflow, Notebook LM. You need to think of it less like a writer and more like your own personal AI research assistant. It's designed to build a super strong foundation for your content. And here's the workflow in practice. First, you feed it all your research, competitor articles, your own notes, whatever's relevant. Second, you ask it to pull out the key insights and identify what's missing. Third, and this part is absolutely crucial, you have it build you a proper SEO-friendly outline. From there, you can take it to a writer like ChatGPT to flush it all out, and then finally, you add that irreplaceable human touch. That all-important third step, creating the structure, can be as simple as this prompt right here. You don't have to be some kind of prompt engineer. Just ask it directly. Create an SEO blog outline on AI SEO content writing. That one single command gives you the entire skeleton for a post that is literally built to rank from the ground up. All right, now let's zoom out a bit. That Notebook LM workflow is a really core piece, but it's part of a much bigger puzzle. So here's the complete blueprint, taking you all the way from just a keyword to a finished, published article. You can see this workflow is a really logical progression. And notice where the AI content generation actually happens. It's way down at step 4. The most important work, the foundation, happens before you ever write a single word. Solid keyword research, really understanding the why behind the search, and creating that rock-solid structure. Then you move on to generating, optimizing, and that final critical human edit. Let's make this a little more real. So for a topic like this one, your primary keyword is pretty clear. AI SEO content writing, but a really smart strategy also goes after these secondary keywords. They add so much depth and they help you capture a much wider range of searches, making your content way more comprehensive and powerful. Okay, so now that we've got the blueprint for what to do, let's talk about the flip side, the 5 most common mistakes to avoid. Any one of these can completely sink your efforts, so these are really crucial to understand. First up, never, ever publish raw AI content. It just tends to have that robotic tone, and it really lacks clarity. It absolutely needs a human editor to go in there and refine it before it ever goes live. Mistake number 2 is just forgetting who you're writing for. Your content has to directly answer the user's question or solve their problem. If it doesn't match what they're looking for, Google is just going to ignore it. Simple as that. Oh, this one's an old school mistake that's kind of making a comeback with AI. Do not stuff your keywords. The goal is to use them naturally. AI can sometimes go a little overboard, so it's your job to make it sound human again. And this is a big one. A weak structure with bad headings, your H1s, H2s, and H3s, is a direct signal to Google that your content is disorganized. And bad headings, they just lead to bad rankings. It really is that simple. And finally, maybe the most important mistake to avoid is forgetting to add your human value. Look, AI is a fantastic tool, but it doesn't have your experiences, your unique insights, or your perspective. That's the stuff that makes content truly great. So, what's the secret sauce for 2026 and beyond? It's not just AI. It's a formula. It's a winning combination. And here it is. The formula is really simple, but it is so powerful. You take the efficiency and the data crunching power of AI tools, and you combine it with human strategy, your insights, your editing, your expertise. That combination, that is what leads to top rankings and real success. So the big takeaway here is this. This isn't about finding a shortcut to try and cheat the system. It's all about leveraging technology to work smarter, to be more strategic, and to create better content faster. And that leaves us with one last question for you to think about. I want you to look at your own process. Is your content just being created, or is it being truly engineered to win? Because the difference between those two things, well, it's everything.